Good morning. I'm your instructor, Mrs. Travers, and I just thought I'd put a face to everything that's going on in the background for the course. I have sent an email to you, and hopefully you can read through that once you've logged in and situated yourself with the course. So there's a couple of things that I just wanted to guide you through that are important to understanding how I organize my course or what my expectations are. So you'll be learning through the orientation course, but here are some things that I want you to know. So when you first log in, you're going to see a number of tools. So I've got a number of courses pinned so that I can bring up all the courses that I've been teaching. When you come in and log into the main page after doing your login, you'll see a page that looks like this, and I just wanted to point out some of the resources that you have access to because you have an online account. One of the key ones that we might be using or that is linked to is EBSCOhost. It's a database to research so that you can do your own research for some of the assignments that are posted, and you'll be able to access EBSCOhost through this particular outlet. So I'm going to get into it. This is the course that I posted for this semester. And I've been teaching this course for a number of years, so that's why you're going to see on my page why I have so many of those courses pinned. So I have made a post right here on the course homepage. So if you were to click here, or if you're in any other of these particular icons, that you can actually just click on the course home to get you back to the main page. There's some key things that I'd like to point out to you. Number one is the news feed. I actually post frequently in the news feed, and you'll actually see that this video will disappear and replace it with this one. It was a bit dated, and just want to make sure that we have the best information for what we're doing in the course this semester. So I regularly post here announcements, guiding calendars so that you know what's coming up or what's going on, as well as looking forward to tutorials on how to do certain assignments. So they will all be posted here, and you'll often get, at the very top, you'll get a notification right here, the little bell, that I posted something. So this is simply a one-way communication for me to communicate with you about what's going on in the course. So that can be found on the course home, and so you'll get notifications that there has been new items posted. Wanted to draw your attention to this little icon here. If you go in there, you will actually see there's two options. There's instant messages, which I don't often see. It sometimes doesn't pop up that I have a message from a student. And then I have email. This is probably the best way to communicate with me, is through the email in system. So when you go in there and email me, you'll actually see an email from me because I sent them out last Friday. But when you want to message me, you'll actually see that there's an external post and an internal post. You are welcome to communicate with me with either of these, but I would prefer internal. I want you to think of my email boxes sort of like how I compartmentalize all the different parts of my profession and what I do as a job. So this one is my board email, and I typically use it to communicate with other teachers. So this one, internal, will post it so that it will show up right here. And I would encourage you to use the internal one because that helps me sort of place who you are or what it is specifically that you're referencing, because then you're in the e-learning forum and not just posting in my email that I use to communicate with other teachers. Okay, so email and notifications coming from the course home. We have another option that I want you to look at. We have announcements, and then another key part of this particular page is your calendar. So there's nothing posted here yet because you don't have any due dates. This week in particular will be orientation week, and that's starting on February 10th. You will start to see the content open, and you'll see all the due dates showing up for activities. This is an important feature because when you have notifications, you'll actually see like a little dot here. And when you click on that, what will end up showing down below, and just because I haven't posted any, you'll actually see a list of all your due dates. And when you click on the assignment, it will actually take you to the Dropbox. It will take you to the assignment so that you can actually see what's due. So checking in on the course homepage is really, really important. The other thing that I would like you to think about doing right here, now I have set up my Google account. You were given a Google account in which to log in. This enables you to type up Google Docs and to be able to submit them. You cannot do that. It won't access it unless you set up this little, what's called a widget right here. So you'll often see, for those of you who haven't set it up before, that you'll see set up my Google account right here, and I would encourage you to do that. So 3 key things on the course homepage are announcements through the newsfeed, your connection to your Google account so that you can actually post assignments from your Google account, as well as the calendar and what will be the list of assignments coming up. Okay, so your content will be located also within those icons. So when you're logging in, you'll see many different icons here. When you want to start doing your work, then you can click on Content. Yours will look very different than mine. I have everything open to me, and I frequently only open up either a unit or an activity at a time. You do not have everything available to you. And I'm just having a little bit of an internet connectivity issue. See if this helps. When you click on Content, what you'll see right here little bit of a blip, just realizing in the new course that we're having some content issues right now. So when you click on Content, this is what you'll see. You'll see the orientation course that you should go through. And when this opens up, you'll actually see HHS4U, and you'll see unit number 1 and all the activities that go with that. So this is how you can access your content, which is basically your lessons. So within that, you'll get information, but you'll also get an outline of your assignments. So for example, here is, in the very first unit, very first activity, is something that you'll end up reading and a discussion on that. Okay? Within the content, what you'll see is you can actually go right to the discussion. It won't because it's not open and it looks very different to me, but you can access the discussion right there. The other way that you can access the content, again, is through the course home, and that calendar, maybe I can actually show you with this older course because it's a new calendar and there's nothing uploaded. So you can actually go in here and click on the assignments that are listed here, and that will bring you to the discussion as well. The third way that you can access the assignments is through the icons up here. So you can access it through content, you can access it through the calendar, you can access it through the discussion and the assignment Dropbox. So the difference between these two assignment options is that if you had to create an assignment and submit it to me, then you're going to go into the Dropbox. If it's a discussion, then you're going to click on this one and find the discussion that you're participating in to make your post. So those are all the ways and the important icons that you need to pay attention to, all the ways that you can access the information that you will need. These course buttons guide you through. But again, for everything that you do, there's about 2 or 3 different ways to do it. So what I would like you to do is email me to let me know that you've seen this. Now I showed you where that can be found. Again, if you go into your email, you should see that I have emailed you not an assignment. I've emailed you to make contact with you, and you can reply to that, or you can send me a new message. So try to do that within your first week. It's in the orientation course as well. I'd love to hear from you and any questions that you have. Throughout the course, you're actually going to note that you will see make notes in your e-portfolio, or to make notebook comments or notes. It's not necessarily attached to the assignment, but it's simply the formative work, where sometimes you'll have a mini assignment where it asks you what you're thinking, to figure out supplemental readings, making notes on those. So I would encourage you to make an ongoing Google Doc that you can make notes in, including making your discussion posts. I've had a number of students who have computer issues, and the amount of times that they have spent typing up into the discussion their ideas, their thoughts, and then something glitches and they lose all of their work. I would highly encourage you to make formative notes for assignments as well as your discussion posts in a Google Doc first, and then copy and paste it or submit that Google Doc into your Dropbox. It just saves you a bit of time. It always keeps it, and that way, if for whatever reason your computer glitches or the internet glitches, that way you won't have lost your post and the amount of time that you've spent putting into your discussion posts. So if you ever do see something that says e-portfolio, I've tried to go through and edit them all. So there is a button that says portfolio. I don't use it. So if it says submit to your e-portfolio, what I'm really saying is I want you to just make notes on it for yourself into a Google Doc that you keep sort of like your binder. You won't be asked to submit these. This is simply for your own learning and your own memory as to what you've done. So those are just some key things that I want you to know about the course and how I run it. So this is an example of the calendars that I set. And I do those very frequently so that you know what you could and should be doing each day of the week. These are just a recommended list. I know that not everybody can follow that depending on your schedule, but it is the expectation that you're logging in every day and that you're participating in all of the assignments and messaging your instructor with any questions or information that you need to have in order to complete these assignments. All right, so looking forward to your email, and I hope that you have a great start to the semester, and let me know what you're thinking of the course as we start in course content next week. Bye.